Hey, what is up guys, this is Cobb, and there is a global heatwave in real life right now. In this game we're about to see the cause of that heatwave. Not global warming, none of that nonsense. Not a weather event. It's all down to Mr. Rouge here and his ridiculous Vulcan spam build. So let's see how this one turns out as we get absolutely curb stomped here in round 1. Going up against a Mustang style opener. Mustang crawlers. Yeah. Against a Fang opener, double Mustang. Quite painful, right? We did get a couple of packs of crawlers in there, but not quite enough for us. And oh my god, okay. So the game just gives us the meme right away in round 2, which is great. Extended range Vulcan, increase range and increase attack by 50%. It's incredible. Rouge is also playing some extended Vulcan range. Oh, sorry, yeah, some giant specialist here. So along with extended Vulcan, I mean, dude. The game's just giving us the answer, right? And hey man, before we collect some video evidence of the cause of the heatwave just now, if you enjoyed the cast on this channel, the best possible way that you can help to support me and keep those videos flowing, keep me full-time on YouTube, is by signing up to Raid Shadow Legends using the promo link down below at the top of the video description. Click that link, sign up, you'll kickstart your account with a free epic champion, a whole bunch of starting rewards and all of that good stuff. It's totally free, takes you 60 seconds, and yeah. Helps keep me full-time over here, man. And you know what? If you enjoy the game, it's actually my day job to run a Raid Shadow Legends channel, so that's also linked in the description too, man. Alright, man. Back to the ridiculousness. God damn it. Okay, so we did pick up an extra 3 packs of crawlers here. Should buy us quite a bit more time. Red is also leaning into the Stangs, which tend not to trade that well into crawlers. But there's 3 packs of the suckers. The crawlers do slow down crawlers. I mean, equally, of course. Okay. This could be a lot. This could be much, much tighter. Maybe. But we still do have quite a lot of Fangs that as soon as the Stangs get to connect to the Fangs, yeah, it's going to happen. As soon as the Stangs get to connect to the Fangs, it's just kind of over, right? So he's kind of just matching us with crawlers right now. And then we lose the trade brutally. As soon as the Stangs kind of come down the pipeline. Okay. They're also getting pretty decent XP, man. But you know what? That's kind of good for Vulcan. Sadly, we don't get the option for Vulcans just here, so we don't get a free unlock. Sabertooths wouldn't be bad. I feel like Sabertooths are just a very, very good sort of like staple option. They're like never bad. They just give you like permanent protection against missiles for the rest of the game. For a very, very cheap and affordable price. We go for the melting point and it's gone. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so we sell the melting point to pick up the double Vulcan. I love it. I love how bold it is. It feels saucy. We are up against the Sabertooths now, though. And another thing why the Sabertooths feel so good, especially if they're in like a unit selection where it's just a lot of giant units and Sabertooths. Sabertooths just kind of, I mean, they trade quite efficiently with the giant units, you know? Their health doesn't really add up, but they hit as hard as like a fortress, you know? Like they hit real hard. So they can kind of trade evenly with the giants. Okay, let's see what the Vulcans get done. The longer it takes them to start hitting the Sabertooths, the better. We just want them killing Chaff, right? Chaff and Stangs. It looks like we're eventually going to latch on this one over here. Yeah. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Do we actually get it dead? We might actually get that thing down, man. Same thing over here. Okay, we do get one of them down. Sadly, this... Oh my god. That's just infuriating to look at, man. A pixel of HP on that Sabertooth. Not great. Oh my god, dude, we are losing bad. This is not good, man. Pizza Rolls goes ahead and picks up subsidized Stang, because of course he does. He's way, way ahead with those right now. Meanwhile, we go for the meme option, the absorption module. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I think I would have prepared it on this Vulcan over here, just because it started tanking damage much, much sooner in the last round, but I think either's fine. We're going to go into Phoenix. And yeah, surely Phoenix range comes out. Okay. I almost feel like some additional crawlers might not have been worth. It might have been worth a little bit more. Just like here and here, maybe. So we get like some second waves coming in after these guys die. But okay. The Mustangs now have range enhancement as well, which is bad news for us because it means they're going to sit behind the Sabertooths. How do we win this? Do we win this game? Or is it one of those, man? Is it one of those? Now, gladly, this Vulcan is actually going to get the Sabertooth dead on this side, somehow. Oh, the Phoenixes get the big boy dead. Okay, we do a decent amount of damage, honestly, with the Vulcans. I think this might be level 2 on both of the Vulcans. The guy with the absorption module doesn't last much longer. He is up against the level 3 marksman, so that was kind of predictable. Did we stop the bleed? I mean, it's trickling. It's dribbling a little bit. It's just not like spurting out of our jugular anymore. But okay, it will do. We're holding on for dear life, boys. The Overlords. Nobody can really go the Overlords in either team, right? Wraith by Rhynie Rouge, is that going to be a sell? Kind of feels like that's just going to be a sell, right? Yeah, we can't really go the Armor Wraith, so... Okay, the Vulcans... And more Fangs. Do we go for more Fangs against this many Mustangs? Bruh. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. Like, this many Stangs terrifies the hell out of me. I feel like any Fangs that we go... Oh my god. Okay, I like this, though. Any Fangs that we go kind of feel a little bit... like, throwing them to the wolves a little bit, you know? Whereas at least Crawlers get to, they at least slow even leveled up Mustangs down just that little bit more. Whereas I feel like Fangs just kind of get chowed through so quickly. Okay. So, yeah, I really like the Scorching Fire because we already have increased range anyway on the Vulcans. I think that's fine. Going Scorching Fire also counters any kind of potential field maintenance techs coming out on the Sabertooths, which are all still level 1. So they're actually just going to die through Scorching Flames, which is kind of cool. I like it. I would be very, very careful with pressing the high mobility button here. We get away with it this time. I'd be a little bit scared that some of the Vulcan... Ooh, this Vulcan does get latched on. Not great. But look at how quick the Sabertooths die now, man. That's glorious, actually. Look at these guys. Oh! I mean, yeah, it's like mostly the Phoenixes, but the Vulcans are doing a bit of a job now. Do we just get to... Oh my god, we actually win on the left side. Okay, so the level 2 Vulcan with the absorption module... Seems like he's the general of the army right now. Rhynie Rouge is literally in the pilot seat. If this son of a gun. He's screaming orders to what's left of his army. Now he's berating them and calling them pathetic for all dying. I'll do it myself, he says. Ah! Oh, shoot something. Oh, you're dead, dude. Oh, god damn it. Rhynie Rouge is no longer with us. It's now just an AI copy of Rhynie Rouge's psyche. Soma style that has been inserted into this bot. He lives on with artificial intelligence. Okay, man. I'm going to stop talking nonsense and suggest that we go ahead and pick up range enhancement here. When you've got this many Vulcans on the field, it just feels too worth it to ignore. It's also 500 supply. We still have 100 left to play with. Do we just sell here so we could upgrade and then get range? We totally did, dude. We sold a Phoenix so we could go ahead and just level up another Vulcan, man. I love the commitment. Meanwhile, red going into the melting points. Melting points? Really? Kind of feels like fortresses would have been 10,000 times better for like a barrier spam against Vulcan. You know what I'm saying? And also just to protect the Stangs. You just can't lose. Look at how quickly the barrier dies, man. Oh, they're gonna latch on the melting point right away. Dude, look at it actually get utterly eviscerated. Not bad. Not bad, man. Like a 5-second kill time against a melting point, couple of level 1 Vulcans. That's pretty juicy, man. Oh my god, look at this, dude. And this is why there's a heat wave outside right now. Ugh. Gone. Beautiful. Oh my god, look at how big of a win this is gonna be, man. Pizza rolls, dude. Oi, 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 oi. Getting cooked. No pun intended. Actually, pun slightly intended with his name. I could have done better if I spent longer thinking about it, but it's what I got in the time that I had, okay? 400 supply left. That looks like the perfect amount to buy a couple of upgrades here, man. 400 supply, 200 here, 200 here. Why would Pizza Rolls go underground threat? What is he doing, dude? What I need now is more crawlers against this. I didn't even see what the options were, to be honest, but it's funny all the same. We just sold another Phoenix. Dude, that is so risky, man. That is so risky. Oh my god, the underground threat's gonna get... I mean, it's just gonna slow us down a little bit, I suppose. I mean, this one Vulcan will turn around, right? Oh, all 4 turn around, actually, because their range is just so crazy. What is their range? 170 meters? That's also with enhanced range on the building, of course. Okay, here we go, man. Here we go, dude. We're actually losing Vulcans multiple places just now, but we still got these Giga Chads on the back line as these late arriving crawlers get all up on and in there. The melting points in the middle actually just haven't done anything. Get utterly torched once again. We got the one big boy left alive over here, which is going to survive on 1% health before just getting tickled. Man, it just got singed a little bit there, which is all that it needed to loosen the last screw that was holding it together. And now Pizza Rolls, he's panicking, dude. He's going into convulsions, he's sweating. He's being given scorpions, so he can't actually lose this. You could also go the wasps. Like, anything works here, right? I think the safest option for Rainy Roosh is to go the wasps and then just go anti-air tech. Oh, he doesn't have anti-air! Rainy Roosh! My friend! Is this guy? Neither player is running anti-air wasps. Bro! Oh my god, I'll still never understand it, man. I feel like anti-air on the wasps is like the tech. I mean, you need that crap, right? I mean, just go it anyway, just so that you go it so your wasps can kill overlords, and so they win trades against other wasps, right? So that if you both pick wasps on the same round, you just pick the anti-air as like an insurance policy, and you're good to go. Oh my god. Best... Dude, I didn't even notice this. We had best partner available. That's why we were selling the phoenixes. We don't care about the goddamn phoenixes. This was always the plan. Oh, Rainy Roosh, I take it all back. Your brain is... It's like... Dude. If my brain is like a grape, yours is a prune, okay? Wrinkly. I love it. Look how many marksmen we just crapped out of those guys. Which is actually going to be enough marksmen to trade with the wasps. Are you kidding me, dude? Oh, God. I mean, I know the fangs are going to help out a little bit as well, but look at the marksmen go, dude. Meanwhile, look at the melting points just get utterly annihilated by fire. We're going to win by like 20 billion supply here. Like, what is this? Like, this damage is going to be the most damage I think I've ever seen. Oh. Oh my god. Okay, that was like 4,300 damage. Not bad for a final round victory, man. Well, and there you have it, boys. Good old best partner, best friends forever, BFF build. Coming in huge on the Vulcans, man. Who'd have thunk it? And alright, man, we're going to wrap things up with something just a little bit different. Now, I'm by no means the level of player that should really be offering much coaching to other players in Mechabellum, but Mr. Free-For-All here, playing as Red FFA, 3 FFA, was looking for some feedback to one of his games. He's a newer Mechabellum player, and he lost a couple of times in a row to Mr. Wirwar here, playing as Blue. And so I thought I'd just give us some feedback, and maybe down below in the comments as well, y'all could share a wee bit of feedback as well, and make it a collaborative effort to help out Mr. FFA over here. Playing as Red, he's playing some Fortified Specialist, by the way, and he's going up against Quick Supply Specialist. Now, I'd highly recommend getting used to using the Field Recovery Beacon and just selling off units quite early on. It's generally speaking something that newer players tend to neglect doing, right? Selling off units is something that you start to see more and more often as you climb up the MMR ranks. Newer players refrain from doing it. I'd highly consider selling off the Stormcallers here. Just scrapping them, just getting rid of them. I feel like they're pretty crap against everything that Blue is running here, and it's going to be quite tough to get value from them. That said, if I was going to keep them, I'd position them up here somewhere and up here somewhere, right? Having them on the front line, very, very risky. Okay, we're up against a Quick Supply Specialist. He has a lot of really fast units. Really, really good chance that he just kind of rushes one side or the other here, and just kind of bulldozes in with things like maybe Mustangs, crawlers, that kind of thing. I do like the buy on the Arclight. For me, I think that, yeah, a couple of Arclights would have been the best. What do we spend our money on? Oh, we purchased extra fangs. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I would have purchased extra fangs. The reason for that is, first of all, I think 3 is enough. Second of all, crawlers tend to win the trade against fangs. And so if you're going to buy extra chaff, you would really want to be maybe like crawlers up on the back line here behind the building. And the reason you put them behind the building is so they arrive just a little bit later into the fight, and so that they split into 2 halves as they run past the building, right? So you put your crawlers up here, they split into 2 halves, and it just makes them a bit tougher to clear. As it happens, we get the worst possible opener here, with an aggro opener coming out from Quick Supply Specialist. But again, you can kind of predict that this was going to happen, right? Phoenix's Crawlers, 2 very high movement speed units, that combined with Quick Supply just makes it very, very likely that like a one-side rush is going to come out in this kind of situation. And so we kind of walk right into that one. Meanwhile, on this side, we're completely uncontested. We kill like 1 Acolyte over here and then get a building kill. Which is fine, I guess. Yeah. Next round, we need to sell the Stormcallers here. We absolutely need to... The Stormcallers here are doing nothing from this point on, right? Definitely just drop the Stormcallers. Doesn't matter what happens, that should always happen next round. Would be my feedback there. The Stormcallers over here can stick around because they're at least killing an Acolyte. So it's fine to leave these guys for one more round, but... Okay. Next up, we're going to need at least 1 more Acolyte to help us win the Chaff battle over there. Never mind, Fire Badges come down. Yes, we do pick the Fire Badges. That's good. We should be worried of Scorpions here, by the way. Scorpions could come out. I doubt Blue will go for Wasps because we already have Fangs on the field and they tend to trade pretty decently with Wasps. Typhoons is an option for Blue. I'd be worried about Scorpions and Typhoons. Yeah. As for the Fire Badges, okay. I mean, I don't mind the positioning here. I'd like to see them a little bit further back. I think I put them like a vertical pattern here and a vertical pattern here. Just a bit further back. Definitely must sell the Stormcallers here. They're doing nothing. They're just literally feeding experience to our opponent. On this side, did we just buy these Crawlers? I think we did. Not sure why we bought these Crawlers here. These Crawlers are going to run straight into an Acolyte here and just die horribly. They're not necessary at all. You can just totally get rid of those guys. One thing you can start doing right away, actually, is if your opponent is really going super aggro on one side of the map like this, first of all, the Fire Badges are a very, very good pickup. That's great. But something else you can start doing is I would have loved to have seen these Crawlers placed here, right? Or seen them placed maybe here, just a little bit further down even, right? Start poking and prodding and going on the offensive with little counter punches like that, right? When your opponent is really hard focusing on one side like this, or even up here would have been fine as well, you know? You can slam them up here, you can slam them up here. Just get your opponent reacting a little bit to what you're doing as well. And I find that that's just very, very useful indeed. Sadly, we did not... Oh my god. So we actually had the... We actually had the ability to sell a unit here, but we didn't sell these guys. We did purchase the field recovery, but we didn't actually sell. Which is a little bit tragic, man. A little bit sad. We could totally have sold those guys. That's 200 supply. We could have then mass recruited and got some Crawlers in on the backline here. And on the backline here, for example, our opponent is also flanking with some Crawlers in the end as well. And he did actually go into Typhoons, which is quite spooky. Best thing to do with Typhoons is going to be some kind of like sniper unit. Something just hard hitting. Makes it even more important. We're already behind at this point, but it makes it even more important that we sell off the Stormcallers. Really try to pay attention to how much value a unit is really getting from round to round as well. Stormcallers, I mean, they fire so slowly. They're super long range. They're very, very good against just big, meaty, kind of slow-moving units. They can be good against clearing Fangs, because even though they're chaff, they're quite slow move speed. And they're good for getting fire on the ground, that kind of thing. But against a Crawler Typhoon army, not good, right? They're not really doing a whole lot for us at all. We go for the Missile Strike. I mean, I think the Missile Strike is okay. Where did we put that? Okay, we're going to plonk it right here. I mean, again, we have the field recovery here. We gotta be selling these guys. Gotta be selling these guys. Nice. Okay, we sell off one of them. That's good. That's good, man. Progress. More Fire Badges come out. I don't mind buying one more pack of Fire Badges just to kill the Crawlers over here. I think putting them right here, like a vertical pattern, would be fine. And I would have just placed a missile up here to kill these. Just 50 supply just to get these guys dead for one round and then just buy yourself some time. Because we're playing from a point where we were a bit behind here. More Fire Badges here does not really help us. Doesn't really help us out a whole lot. again, we're looking at we're looking realistically here at just get some crawlers on his flanks, right? Get him reacting to what you're doing would be quite helpful. But moreover, we've already seen some Typhoons come down. We can fully expect to see more Typhoons come down over here as well, because he's probably going to get Typhoons with barriers, right? Barrier Typhoons with like a nice aggressive composition like this is just going to be very, very effective for him. He's going to protect the crawlers from the fire badges using the barriers, right? Or at least we can assume that that's probably what he's going to do, or at least that's like a big risk. And so we really need some kind of hard-hitting unit here. Something like Phoenixes of our own. Marksman could do okay. Just something that can actually kill off Typhoons quite quickly. You know what I'm saying? They're 10,000 health each unit. And right now we just have Fire, which is going to be very, very ineffective at killing those guys. Arclights, without upgrades, are never going to get the job done. Stormcallers, basically going to die before they get the job done. So we don't have anything that can kill the Typhoons. We actually have nothing. So any kind of marksman unit would be great right now. Ideally, like best possible counter, Scorpions. Oh wow, we actually purchase even more fire badges. Okay, yeah. Ooh, and the barriers on the Typhoons actually do come out. Okay. Oi, 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 oi. Yeah, we're going to struggle to even get the barriers dead, right? I guess the missile hit over here, so it did a lot of barrier damage, but yeah, we just don't have what it takes to kill the Typhoons, man. I mean, look over here, dude. It's 2 Typhoons is going to kill everything. On this side, ooh, the level 2 fire badges are actually kind of getting it done. Never mind, I take that back. The level 2 fire badges are getting it done against the level 1 Typhoons. They're making it happen. Just about. One guy survives. But it's still not a very efficient trade, right? Meanwhile, over this side, things are going much, much worse, at least until the building dies. But even that is still just not going to matter. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. I think it could really benefit as well from just explaining chaff and like waves of chaff. I feel like as soon as you start using chaff correctly in your games, like the fangs and the crawlers, right? The kind of units that is there to buy your team some time. You can instantly climb like 200 MMR in this game. It's sort of a big deal, right? Like, stage 1 of understanding. Ooh, let's just see what we pick here first. Don't think Mustang is good for either player, honestly. Mass-produced Wraith? No. Not really. Ooh, actually, no, I take that back. Mass-produced Wraith could have some utility here. If we were to pick Mass-produced Wraith and buy just 1 Wraith and give it Degeneration Aura, that can be very, very effective indeed, just because our opponent is so pushed in, right? When your opponent is really concentrating most of his army on one side, you just put like 1 Wraith here or whatever. Oh, we actually do go for it. Okay. Now, the thing is, this Wraith is going to be very, very fragile. It's going to die to the Phoenixes. As soon as there's no chaff, meaning crawlers, by the way, to protect these Wraiths. We bought 2 of them now. I'm starting to get a bit worried. As soon as there are no crawlers on the field to protect your Wraiths, they die instantly if there is any kind of sniper unit on the field. We put 1 over here. Okay. We do have Degeneration Beam, but we have to sell these guys in order to buy it. I feel like that's the best possible play right now. I feel like that's just the best possible play. But yeah, if your opponent is really, really stacked up like this, TLDR is Degeneration Beam is fantastic. Reduces the damage that enemies are doing, increases the damage that they take, lowers their move speed. It just really screws them over. And just nerfs their entire army in a small area. Doesn't look like we're going to go for that. We drop another Wraith up on the flank over here. Ooh. So this is another thing as well. I'll just leave this like playing super, super slow-mo. But what we did over here was we already had the crawlers counted on this side with the fire badges, right? And that's fine. Okay, we're using like the minimum necessary force to counter what our opponent is doing. But then we overinvest in a 3rd Wraith. I want to say 9 times out of 10, if you're buying, especially in the early rounds, right, in the first like 5 rounds, if you're buying 3 of the same unit in a round, and we did it earlier on with the fire badges as well, by the way, we bought 3 packs of fire badges, it's usually bad. It's usually bad, okay? It's usually a bad sign. You're usually over-investing in a unit. and making yourself easy to counter. What you want to be doing is building variety early on, making sure that you have a couple of sniper units, plenty of chaff on the field. What would you call it? Some like giant killer style units. Maybe those are counted in your snipers. Some good chaff clear. That's really important too. What we have right now is a lot of chaff clear and not a lot of sniper units, not a lot of heavy hitters. And so we kill all of his chaff very, very easily. But now these level 2 Typhoons are giving us massive, massive problems over here. And same thing over here as well, by the way. We didn't even get the barriers down this time. So we have a lot of chaff clear, so many fire badges, so many UFOs. That his chaff are like, his crawlers are not even a factor anymore. But we can't even kill his mid-range units, you know, his Typhoons, man. Like, what the hell are we going to do when Giants start coming down? Oi, 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 oi. And by the way, I'm not saying this to, like, rip on Mr. Free-for-all or anything, or embarrass him or whatever. Everybody goes through learning curves like this, man, on Mechabellum, you know? Everybody, man. We were all much, much worse than you, Free-for-all, when we were new to the game as well. You know what I'm saying? Christ, I'm still terrible at the game. What am I talking about? Okay, anyways, man. Advanced Fire Control System. Underground Threat is great for us here. This gives us a chance to actually reverse some of the pressure onto blue just a little bit, or at least get him reacting to us. I think that's fine. I definitely just smack that like right here. I think that's just totally reasonable. We still haven't sold the Stormcallers here, which, again, I stress they're doing very, very little for us. Really not doing a lot at all. Yeah, not great. The missile that we have available? Who's that using the missile? I don't see any missiles even available here, dude. Oh, okay, what am I talking about, man? It's the goddamn underground threat. For some reason, I thought that was a missile icon for a second. Okay, we put this right on the front line here. I don't like this so much because it's putting it right next to the Typhoons. So the Typhoons are just going to kind of mully these crawlers. They're going to eviscerate them, right? Whereas if we put the crawler drop down here, what's it called again? The underground threat down here. Then at least it threatens both of his towers and can just win us a free round. If I had to pick a side, I'd put it here because he has a Arclight over here, right, to defend this one. So if we put it over here, it's much, much more likely to get a tower dead. I'm also noticing as well that... What did we just sell? Did we just sell something? Was there a fire badger over here? We just sold something and it wasn't the Stormcallers. Oh no, we actually upgraded the Stormcallers. Oi, 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 oi. Okay, that's not ideal. That's not ideal. I mean, it's taken them 5 rounds just to get 1 level. Put it that way, man. Not the best. Yeah, we definitely shouldn't be doing that. But yeah, something that we're lacking right now, by the way, which I will take the time to explain, is just waves of chaff, right? Levels of chaff. You ideally want, okay, stage 1, if you're a new player, have a front line of chaff. Make it fangs. Why do you make it fangs? Because if they're crawlers and they're just going to run in and die, then that's just terrible, right? Fangs are at least a bit slower move speed, and so they're fine to use as like your frontline chaff unit. Then, place some crawlers behind the towers, like here and here, right? So that the crawlers split into 2 packs. Like 1 pack of crawlers will split into 2 as they go past the tower. It's great for spreading them out, makes them less vulnerable to AoE chaff clear, things like Vulcans, Arclights, stuff like that. It's just a great little practice. And then what's going to happen is, as the fangs die at the front, the crawler's going to run in and replace them at exactly the same time, right? Then what you can do is start adding even more levels to your chaff, right? You want your opponent to be shooting your garbage for as long as humanly possible. Okay, we actually sold the fire badges over here now. That's the cell that I totally missed. So what you can do is have crawlers here and here. Then you can have crawlers here, 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 and here, right? So you've got like a super backline of crawlers that are going to arrive really quite late. Then what you can do is have like fangs here, here. And so you have like a middle line of fangs. And these guys, because they have really crap move speed, they're going to arrive like 30 seconds into the battle. Very, very late indeed. And the idea is that you're keeping some strong carry units like marksmen or melting points or scorpions, you know, if you've gone down that route, or even Stormcallers, if you're sticking with the Stormcallers, you know, in a position like this, and they never get touched by the bulk of your opponent's army, because there's a constant stream of chaff arriving, right? Honestly, the first like 4 rounds, as a beginner player, I'd recommend just buy chaff. That's it. Make sure you got like a couple of phoenixes or like a few marksman units on the field or whatever, and some ability to kill your opponent's chaff, of course. A few acolytes, you know. But besides that, just focus on getting your chaff game good, you know, and it'll become more intuitive as time goes on. The scorpion buys, I actually quite like. I really hope we don't buy a third one, though. Because we've done that a few times now already, where we buy like 3 of the same unit over and over and over again. Some backline fangs here would do a hell of a lot of work for us. Sorry, crawlers at the back here would do a lot of work for us. Oh god, we're going to mass recruit another scorpion, aren't we? Oh god, okay, I love it. I love it, man. Alright, alright, alright. I mean, it's great for the memes. Don't get me wrong, spamming units can be fine. Oh, look at us, man. We're getting backstabbed here. Meanwhile, our crawlers, what are these guys going to get done? Will they do anything? They're running straight into an acolyte. Same thing on this side. Ah. And then we lose the building to a flank. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so our crawlers over here, most of them would have died to the missile, but some of them would have made it to the buildings and maybe bought us just a little bit of time. It's hard to say how much of a difference it would have made at this point. But yeah, again, that general rule of, in the first 5 rounds, try not to buy like 3 of the same unit in any given round, unless you're in desperate need of like crawlers, for example. You know, you forgot to buy them in the previous round or something, and you're trying to fill out chaff lines, then it can work. Another time spamming units can work is if you are snowballing an advantage. So if you have, for example, fortresses, that can change everything. I'm not saying to buy fortresses here, by the way. I'm just using fortresses as an example. If you have fortresses with barriers and say, for example, range enhancement or launcher overload or whatever, and it's just a massive... Dude, that's just so much health to put on the board that you can get away with just spamming like 3 fortresses every round and just overwhelming your opponent with a massive shield wall that they can't break through. That's the time where spamming units can be fine, but in those first 5 rounds, definitely be avoiding that. Okay, so what options are we actually looking at here, man? We need something to kill off his typhoons nice and quickly. We also need something to sort of protect us against the sniper units, aka his phoenixes, but we've also got to kind of try and predict what our opponent is going to go as well, right? We also have scorpions on the field, so killing ground giants and ground units is not a problem for us. We've kind of got that base covered. Yeah, maybe we don't need so much help killing off the typhoons then for that reason. And okay, I think with this me, what I'd be picking up here is almost definitely going to be the fortresses. I'd go for the 2 fortresses, I'd upgrade for barrier immediately, and we'd still have 900 supply left to play with. With that cash, I'd probably go ahead and just mass recruit crawlers, to be honest. Crawlers here, and crawlers here is the path that I would go down. And as for our missile usage, I think I'd slam it right here, such that it at least kills off these level 2 phoenixes and maybe clips some of the crawlers as well. There is a risk of our opponent going into melting points at this stage. Do we care that much about that? Nah, that's what the crawlers are there for. That's what the crawlers are there for. Let's see where we actually go, right? I'd go fortresses and crawler spam and make sure to pick up the fortress barriers, just to try and protect our frontline fangs and those fire badges a little bit, is the way that I do it. I'm very, very curious to see what we pick here. Again, I feel like melting point is just the best option by a lot for blue. Okay, we do go for the fortresses. That's good. I like that, man. I support that. Meanwhile, blue is thinking long and hard. I kind of feel like the melting points is the only option for him, because the melting points counter fortresses and melting points. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what blue picks eventually, I guess. Maybe we just won't see it until the end of the round, but okay, so we sell off on these stormies, so that's extra cash. So we definitely got to be going barrier here. We should definitely place that fortress here, by the way. We had it right the first time. No, not on the back line. Should be like right here, honestly. Just get it in there. Okay, so we do go for the barriers. That's fine. But we're not protecting these frontline units here. Okay. I really liked one fortress here and one fortress like here. Honestly, maybe even a cell on this acolyte would have been fine too. We don't need it for chaff clear anymore. Just sell that and get a fortress in the middle. Could have been fine. Oh, we spend a buy on another Wraith. Oh, yo. Yeah, that Wraith is just gonna die to the Phoenixes immediately. Damn, dude. Yeah, we have all the chaff clear we need with the fire badges, you know? Like, we really don't need more wraiths. But okay. The shields do a decent job. Our opponent actually goes the Rhino, which is quite risky for him in the end. But okay. I mean, it looks like it's just kind of beyond saving at this point. We just have too many sort of superfluous units that aren't really doing anything. Like, the Acolyte didn't really do much. The late arriving Wraith from over in this back corner, of course, not doing anything as well. Oi, 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 oi. Definitely a very, very winnable game indeed, man. So it's important not to be discouraged by these losses. I know that as a new player, you can look at games like this and think to yourself, like, what the hell, man? He beat me. I didn't even win a single round. I didn't win, not one round. What the hell is this? You know, like, this game is bad. This is trash. I'm never gonna get better at this. Blah 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 blah. When in reality, it's really cool as like a more experienced player, at least for me, to look at this and think like, wow, man. There are so many ways you can improve at this game. And I'm like a 1500 MMR kind of guy. I'm not competing in tournaments or whatever or anything like that. I've just been following the game for a long time. But I can look at a newer player like this and see literally like a dozen mistakes every round, you know, or a dozen like inefficiencies every round, which is really cool, you know. That's why I like Mechabellum so much, right? It's like there's an endless ceiling to the things you can do. I mean, look at this. There's no building upgrades on either building here for blue. And we never once poked the flanks. Oi, 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 oi. Okay, man. Hey, hope this replay helped you to improve just a little bit, Mr. Free-for-all. I maybe go ahead and message you on the Discord, man, so you know that this review is up there. Alright, guys, once more, if you enjoy the cast and you want to help to support me on this channel, the best way you can support me is by clicking on the promo link down below at the top of the video description and signing up to Raid. It'll take you like a minute. Completely free, and it literally helps to keep me full-time here on YouTube. It'll also kickstart your new Raid account with a whole bunch of free starting rewards, including free Epic Champion once your account hits a certain level. I think it's 15 or 25. 25 I'm going to go with. And thanks for anybody who does decide to do that. Thanks again, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm going to catch all of y'all just a tad bit later, man.